Hello everyone, this is Foxhound, coming back again with another video. So this video is intended for people that just started on the game and they're interested in playing an assault carrier. And let's assume that for this particular moment you have managed to reach tier 3. However, if you are on tier 2, let me tell you, just in case, out of these tier 2 carriers, let's put it this way, I would recommend if you get your hands in this one, yeah, that can be very good. Otherwise, the one that I recommend is IT Kabur, because it has the helicopters for you to defend against submarines. So actually no, it's not IT Kabur, it is this one, yes, CN type 075. Yeah, this one has the submarines that enables you to defend against them. Sorry, not the submarines, the helicopters. And you have a strike fighter. So this is my recommendation if you are in tier 2. This one is a very good choice. The only problem is that you lack defense against submarines. So yes, that can be a little bit problematic unless you have an autocannon that allows you to take out submarines. But if you do that, it will not be so helpful, because then you will be facing tier 3 carriers, so you cannot use that autocannon. So yes, either using the CN type 075 or Mitits or any other type of ship, you can manage to reach level 18, and now you want to continue with playing with carriers. Okay, so as soon as you land, you're going to realize that there are some carriers that require gold, which are considered to be the best ones, and of course for the time being you don't have gold. So what do we do? Okay, so you have a couple of alternatives over here. You have, if we put it over here, you have a total of 2 ships that you can get in tier 3 that are only based on dollars. Okay, so the first option that we have over here is this one over here. You are seeing the RF Storm. This is the first option that you get, and the second option that you have is let me see, if we go and we put only on carriers over here, the second option is the Gerald Ford. Of course, you also have this one as well. I will consider, I think you can get this one on level 18, but don't quote me on that one. If you think you have enough dollars, I will suggest you to get this one. Otherwise, you can consider getting on other ship initially in order to get all the resources needed to get either the Gerald Ford or the Storm. Okay, so having said that, which one of the two you should choose? Let's go first with Arab Storm. So this one over here, if we go to the build that I'm proposing, this is a free-to-play build. What do I mean by a free-to-play build? Most of the equipment over here you manage to get simply, I mean, it came for free at some point. Yeah, the game gave it to us. So, for example, this missile, you can use it to take out submarines. This grenade launcher was just given to us like around a week ago. It enables to take out submarines. If you don't have this grenade launcher, you can also get one from the store. There is only one option over here. Yeah, if we look over here, the grenade launcher, that is the only option we have. So we continue to the build. This is when it gets tricky. You have been playing the game for quite some time, and I think that the first thing that you should consider getting, let's put it this way, is a strike fighter. And now, if you are free to play, by now you have played the battle pass a couple of times, you're able to get some ships and you can sell them on the market in order to get a good assault, a strike fighter. This is a cheap one that is very efficient. This is Pan Spatial Wombat. Has everything that you need. However, I also recommend that if you are willing to spend just a little bit, each month, each battle pass usually brings a strike fighter. So that's something that you can consider doing. But if not, if you want to be free to play, you can consider using this one, Pan Spatial Wombat. For fighter, you can use a Felon. I highly recommend you this one. For bomber, this is tricky because you can get some free to play bombers in the market. If we go over here, for example, not in the market, sorry, in the equipment. If we go here to bombers, let's go here, bombers, right? You can get all these bombers for free. Moving on, I will say which bomber should you choose. If you want to choose the Pagda, or if you want to use the Cyan H20, or you want to use the, let me see, the Raider. Okay, so between these three, the Raider is the one that has the most feel like free to throw bombs, let's put it this way. So it requires skill to use, and I mean, maybe when you are around your level, like say for example level 18, you may not have such a big problem because players are starting the game and they don't have a high level of defenses, but eventually this will need to be replaced. So this one is a little bit tricky to use because nowadays air defenses are very strong, so you start getting players, for example, that are level 50, 60. It's going to be more difficult, and also you need to master this. Plus, in order to make it usable, I mean, it's not like you cannot do it, but bear in mind that you can even make it more usable if you use an advanced ammunition that allows you to protect your plane. So this, I would say, for example, that it requires higher skill if you use this one. Even I'm not using it at this point because, again, air defenses are a real thing at the moment, and even right now with the release of the new battleship, even worse. I will recommend to use Pagda. As a starter, it's like a very friendly type of bomber, let's put it this way. Most of its armament is based on missiles, and you have one bomb that you can throw once, and also you have a laser guided missile as well. So this is, I think, my recommendation between this one and the Raider, I would say. Okay, Defiant. I mean, if you have been playing for quite some time, this has come for quite some time, so this is something that you can get for free. Regarding fighter, I mentioned the Felon, but also you can get the free to play. Well, I mean, if you have been playing, if you had the opportunity to get this one from free because it came from an event, then there you go. You can use this one. Same over here. There is one bomber I don't have, which is Mirage, which was also free to play and is very decent. So for some reason you have that, you can use it as well. This is assuming you are just starting the game, because if you are an older player, higher chances is that you already have good bombers. Autocannons, I recommend Palek. Again, we got it for free. Hopefully you got it for free. It's very, very, very important that you try to get this one over here. It's very, very good. And this is when it gets tricky because, again, as I mentioned, you have two options. You can use the Storm, or you can use the Gerald Ford. Let's put it this way, Gerald Ford, from my point of view, may be slightly better for you, but it depends of a critical point of view. It depends of the autocannons that you have. If you have Palek, then you are going to exploit autocannons. So this is a good option, and pretty much you are, yeah, completely and utterly untouchable by submarines. So if you have Palek, I think that Charles de Gaulle, sorry, not Charles de Gaulle, I'm obsessed with the thing. Gerald Ford is the best option. Air defenses, as you notice over here, when I went over here, I realized that I am at the moment. Sorry, I gotta sometimes subscribers, yeah, send me a request, and yeah, I love to play with them sometimes. But right now I'm making a video, anyways. Regarding the autocannon, right? If you have, for instance, in this particular case, the Storm, the recommendation is to use Seahawk, but of course that is out of the blue. You cannot use it because it's not free to play. What would I recommend you to use? A Rapid Fire. Yeah, so Rapid Fire is something that you can use. Remember Pan Spatial Rombat, I recommended this one. However, if for some reason you still don't have it, I recommend to use the Super Eternaut, which is again free to play, until you are able to get another strike fighter in the game. So as you can see, this covers the build on the Storm, but if you are on the Gerald Ford, you are able to put even more air defenses, let's put it this way. So what I recommend for the Gerald Ford is when you go to the store, you are able to get this item over here. So you can get, for example, to equipment, right? You can get to air missiles, and what I recommend you to get is KSAM. It's an extremely good air defense and prolate. So the combination of these two is good enough. Eventually, you may want to get things from the ranked store. Yeah, so let me show you. When you go here to the ranked store, you may want to start getting these air defenses over here. You can start getting Talos, which is not over here, right? Talos is a good option. You can get it from this area. This is how it looks like, just in case. If I go again to let's switch to the Gerald Ford, so it's easier. Okay, so let's put it this way. My trusty Gerald Ford. Yep. So if you have again the Gerald Ford, this is what it looks like. Talos. Yeah, you can get it again for free as well from the ranked store. So also, just in case, I mean, we got this for free, so you can use it in replacement of Rapid Fire for the Storm. Yeah, but eventually, for that particular, let's put it away, assault carrier, you prefer to have Seahawk. But I don't recommend Storm in the long term because it's a bit slow. Submarines are around. Your objective during this time, as you play, will be to save enough in order to change into, and let's switch this over here. Yeah, so it will be to change pretty much to either, well, there's only one option really, if I'm completely honest, either Enterprise. This is by far your best option. You can get it for 20k gold, or you can get it for half price if you are at the end of the year on December. So it's up to you. If for some reason you have been playing this far and you got this for free and you didn't reach level 15, then I recommend to use Typhoon. The only difference over here is that you won't be able to use a fighter, but yeah, this is also a very good option as well. But that is again assuming that you played the event before and you got it for free. This is a very good option. Same armament as the Gerald Ford. Of course, you don't have the fighter. Regarding drones, let's go again to the equipment. So if we go to drones over here, actually most of them are okay-ish. I prefer either the FL-71 or the KUS FC. This one has a free bomb. This one has guided missiles. So from those options, unless you want to practice with with that, either this one or even the X41B. But at the end of the day, you can try it out. All of this cost dollars, with the exception of the FL71, and that doesn't mean that that's the best. So I would recommend to first go with the X47B, and then afterwards you can go and try other things. So yeah, that is pretty much my tutorial for today. I hope it was useful. Let me know in the comments what are your thoughts about it. For the time being, I hope that you are having a good weekend. This is Foxhound signing off. Have a good day, everyone.